Hey everybody, thank you for choosing Williampedia. I make videos about funny historical facts that I find online. Subscribe if that sounds interesting to you. I'm going to start this video off by asking you, what's your favorite monument and or location in the world? No way! You also love the Jimmy Carter Peanut statue in Plains, Georgia, USA?
The Jimmy Carter Peanut statue in Plains, Georgia, USA is perhaps one of the most bizarre monuments on this list. You may have heard of it or seen it online through a variety of social media platforms. It's often regarded as a cursed image. Not sure why. It was built in 1976 during Carter's presidential campaign by the Indiana Democratic Party. They thought to themselves, gentlemen, if there's one thing that's gonna win old Jimbo this presidency, it's gotta be a 13-foot tall peanut statue with lips and a hole in the back. Did somebody say hole in the back? Why, yes, dear viewer, they did. The statue had a hole in the back for a while. People theorized that this has to do with the CIA checking the interior to make sure that there's no bombs or anybody hiding inside that could assassinate the president if he were to visit the location. But anybody can come up with theories, and I can come up with a theory. Here's my theory. I think somebody cut a hole in the back to fuck it. While there may have been some peanut sexuals out there, the man himself was not a fan. Jimmy Carter reportedly hated this statue. It was apparently located directly next to a road that he took to church every Sunday, so he was well acquainted with the giant peanut. Imagine if someone who really liked you made a 10-foot tall statue of a nut with lips on it and placed it at the end of your driveway so you always saw it. This is a really nice place you got here, Dave.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So, gotta ask, what's the deal with the giant walnut? I mean, are those lips supposed to be sexy, or is that just me? In 2023, when Jimmy Carter moved to hospice, the peanut was given a fresh coat of paint so that, quote, the peanut will be fresh for what will eventually be crowds of people wanting to pray for Carter and his family. I just thought this quote was funny because I guess they were expecting people to come out in droves to pray to the giant peanut? I don't know. The London Bridge is a bridge that was built in the 1830s over the River Thames in London, England. It was the last project of a Scottish civil engineer named John Rennie. The project took so long that John Rennie died before its completion, and the responsibility to complete the bridge fell to John Rennie, his son, a different guy. Anyways, fast forward to the year 1968. The bridge is getting older. It can no longer structurally support the weight of traffic that crosses it on a daily basis. Ivan Lucken was a London resident and a member of the city council. He proposed that the city should sell the bridge to someone else to help pay for the new bridge's cost. The city council thought he was stupid, but nobody had any better ideas. Surprisingly, nobody was making any real offers on the bridge for quite some time due to the fact that it was A, not that bridge, B, in poor condition in the first place, and C, an entire bridge for sale. Since nobody wanted it, Ivan Lucken hosted a press conference in New York City with the goal of securing a buyer. During the conference, people were like, so is it that bridge? No. Oh, okay, so is it like a super significant bridge in England at least? No. Is this what you guys meant when you said the London Bridge is falling down? No. So what exactly does it have? Well, it's old as shit. We'll take it. Entrepreneur Robert P. McCullough was the purchaser, and he did so to have it shipped brick by brick to Lake Havasu City, Arizona. He purchased it hoping it would attract tourists and people willing to buy properties there. He even had to create a canal just for the bridge to have something to cross. That just goes to show, if you're ever trying to sell anything, and I really mean anything, there will always be an American somewhere who will pay full price for it, even if it's an entire bridge. The smallest park in the world can be found in Nagaizumi, Japan. In 1988, it was opened as a way to use the space left over from a road that was recently constructed nearby. The park houses a bench, a black rock with flowers painted on it, and a small plant. Given the fact that the park is approximately 2.6 square feet, you'd probably also need the world's smallest butt to sit on the bench. It actually wasn't technically a park until last year when its classification was changed. It officially holds the Guinness World Record for the smallest park in the world. That one was pretty quick, huh? In 1978, on Mount Shantung in the Benguet region of the Philippines, a sort of Filipino Mount Rushmore began. The Philippine Tourism Authority erected a bust of President Ferdinand Marcos that was meant to be the centerpiece of a 700-acre park aptly named Marcos Park. You may be wondering, who exactly is Ferdinand Marcos? I'm not equipped to really answer that question, as I don't want to make this video 40 minutes long, but I'll read a few things from his Wikipedia page and maybe a couple of the titles of the tabs and give you an idea of who this guy was. Marcos. He was a Filipino dictator who acted as president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986. Many Filipino people still have mixed feelings about him as a ruler and as a person, and the following list could maybe give you a hint as to why. His Wikipedia states human rights abuses, abductions, killings, civilian massacres, Muslim massacres, family denial of human rights abuse. He allegedly stole so much money from the Philippines during his time as president that the investigators literally could not put a number to it. He encouraged monopolies, logging and deforestation, as well as heavy industrialization across the whole country. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, no. He also definitely sniped and killed one of his political opponents in their own home after losing an election to him 2 times in a row. They had really good evidence that it was him who did it, but he ended up getting off with only contempt as the charge. So you got an idea as to who we're kind of dealing with here. Anyways, truly living up to the legend's memory, the monument displaced countless native people in the area who were forced to sell their land at criminally low prices. It was completed in 1980, and leftist rebels bombed it only 9 years later. However, they only successfully blew up his left ear. Many people in the Philippines hated the bust and protested its construction from start to finish. Fortunately for them, in 2002, the bust was again bombed and completely destroyed this time. Who could have done it, though? Were the communists trying to make a statement? They claimed responsibility, but no. It actually turned out to be, get this, a group of treasure hunters who thought that there might be Japanese gold from World War II inside his head. You really can't make this shit up. There's actually a very interesting and strange reason why these people might have thought that there was gold inside of the head, but that's a separate video because it's just insane. After the attack took place, Ferdinand's daughter was asked to make comment, and all she had to say was, quote, "Any high-profile landmark would be a natural target for someone of a violent bent." It was probably just somebody with a violent bent who blew up the bust, not one of the millions of people who hate Ferdinand Marcos. Maybe the next one has got to be something a little bit less murderous. Dictator. Let's see. There's a statue of John Lennon on a bench in Havana, Cuba, for some reason. John never visited the bench or said anything about the bench or the region. I don't think he
I know nothing about a bench in Cuba.
I think somebody just wanted to build a statue of him there for some reason. The bench includes a Spanish inscription with lyrics from Lennon's song Imagine. Ordinarily, the statue wears glasses in a similar style to those of the real John Lennon. However, so many people kept stealing the glasses that now a security guard watches over the statue to make sure nobody takes them. Though, you can still ask politely, and the guard will give you a fresh pair to put on the statue so you can take a picture. Okay, that one was a little bit more fun. Less murderous. The Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee is the 10th tallest pyramid in the world. The list is very funny to me because it's placed between 2 real pyramids that have existed longer than the word pyramid itself has. It's like Mausoleum of the First Qin Emperor near Xi'an, China, 208 BC. Bass Pro Shop Pyramid, Memphis, USA, 1991. Bent Pyramid, Dashur, Egypt, 2600 BC. It was originally meant to have 2 sister pyramids nearby. The megalith was opened in 1991 as an arena for events. It was closed in 2007, purchased by Bass Pro Shops, and reopened in 2015. It's a 23-story megastore with a hotel, restaurants, a bowling alley, an archery range, a shooting range, a laser arcade, and an outdoor observation deck, a museum, as well as a massive saltwater aquarium. It's even included on the official Tennessee driver's license. The Memphis Pyramid is supposed to be a reference and homage to Memphis, Egypt, where real pyramids exist. But all I'm going to say is that when I search Memphis on Google, only one result shows up. America number 1. Worth mentioning is that people on Reddit seem to hate it for some reason, but I don't know why. And I frankly don't care. It's easily one of the coolest U.S. monuments. The highest point in all of Rhode Island is found in the town of Foster at Jeremoth Hill, towering at approximately 811 feet above sea level. To you non-mountain heads out there, this is not a lot of feet. In fact, it looks like this. The point technically belongs to Brown University as a gift from one of its alumni. There's a path that leads directly from Route 101 to the high point from the road. It is a popular spot for people who try to climb every highest point in every state in the US. These people are called high pointers. Despite its size, it was one of the hardest high points to climb in the entire country for a number of years. Not for any technical reason, but for a very Henry reason. Henry Richardson was an old man whose driveway technically overlapped with the only trail to Jeremoth Hill. Because of this, Henry Henry didn't allow a single person to cross his property to go to the spot. He owned 2 small dogs that would bark at people, and he had a number of signs that said things like, "Trespassing is a violation that we take seriously." He has been known to say things like, quote, "Shoot all the damn high pointers." And on one occasion, an entire Boy Scout troop tried to sneak through the bushes to make their way to the point, and Henry's son Ed stated, quote, "I told the scout leader that I'd like to see his head shot off." Ed also said that if people kept trying to sneak past his father's house, that, quote, "We'll blow that granite rock to pieces. End of a high point. There will just be a hole in the ground." Fortunately for everybody, though, Henry died, and his property was purchased in 2005 by a different family that lets everyone see the high point at will.
That's my comprehensive list. If you guys enjoyed, check out another video. All right, see you next time.